with another video, and today we will be discussing one of the ancient cryptographic techniques from the past. And this video, we are going to go over the Polybius cipher. Now, Polybius was a Greek historian and statesman. He was very well known for his political and military expertise. He lived approximately 150 to 118 BCE. Um, and he is best known for a work titled Histories, right? And that work is detailing the rise of Rome to a world power. And in his time, there was a period where he was a great thinker, right? And in his philosophy, he he noted that the people deserved a voice in any type of system, any type of democracy or political s- government, right? So with that being said, this cipher here is just a very basic cipher, and it's used as a sort of communication method, right? This is not the most secure method, right? You also have to remember the time period that we're talking about. But this cipher is primarily used for communicating, right? Especially between very large distances. Now let's get started. So, some historical background on the cipher. It was invented by the Greek historian Polybius, originally used for torch signaling between hills, right? So one person would signal in this encryption method, and it wasn't necessarily to hide what they were talking about, but it's impossible to communicate or yell your message to people thousands or hundreds of miles away, right? So it was a way of communicating without communicating, right? So it later became the foundation for fractionated ciphers, right? Or the bifid cipher. And or an example would be the bifid cipher. And yeah, so the Polybius square is the foundation of this cipher, right? So as you can see here, we have the square here, 5 by 5 square, right? Obviously, in the modern day English language, there's 26 letters, but back then, I and J were actually the same letter. Just a fun fact. But this is a square that they came up with, and let's say we wanted to encrypt the letter A, right? So in encrypting the letter A, we would just write 1 1, right? Or 11 or 1 1 1, right? We would take the row and the column, or we would take the column and the row. This would obviously be communicated before the message was sent, but that's how you do it. And let's say we wanted to do um, the letter B, right? That would just be 2 1, right? So 2 1, and so on and so forth. But yeah, with that being said here, let's actually go ahead and just do a quick encryption of hello, right? So say hello, and in that we would need an H, all right? And let's do column by row. So that's 3 2. Next would be E, and that is 5 2 or 5 1. Next would be L, and that is 1 3. Next would be L again, and that's again 1 3. And then we need an O, and that is just 4 3. Right? So as we could see, we have a encrypted message here, and this would be displayed with or signaled to another person, and they would pick up on the encryption. Obviously, they would know the method that is being used, or obviously they would know Polybius because he was a political power. He had some sway, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, with that being said, that's how the encryption method works. So how we encrypt the message, obviously we just did it, and that's how it goes. We locate each letter's row and column. We'd replace the letters with its coordinate pair. Example, hello. We just got that. There's variations and extensions, right? We could use a 6 by 6 square and we could add some digits to it if we would like, right? And then we could do a keyword-based square to shuffle letter order. And then we have the bifid cipher, which is essentially just a Polybius square plus a columnar transposition, right? So there's other methods or variations that came about because of this, right? That it essentially is a foundation for this period, but it's not actually secure, right? So we know that because we could, it's very simple, right? Just from just looking at it, you could just tell it's very simple. There's brute force methods that would be very easy, especially in modern day encryption, to break this, right? So it's very simple. It's a mono-alphabetic substitution. It's easily broken with frequency analysis, and but it's more educational again, right? So not secure for modern communications, right? You would not use this with a military platform or any type of banking or cryptographic techniques like modern day cryptographic techniques. This would easily get broken by any ch child or a novice, right? But some key takeaways here is that the Polybius maps letters to grid coordinates, and it's great for teaching classic crypto concepts, and that's what we're doing here, right? And in the next video, we will be implementing this in Rust, and obviously putting it on the blog for everybody to take a look at. So until then, have a great one, and I'll see you in the lab.